Hello, people, whoever is watching. Um, Today I'm gonna tell you a little story about a person. So, let's get going. It is Gideon. Gideon is going for a walk out in the big sea. The buildings are looming large over him, and you can see, like, at the top of the building, you can see a lot of connections, like kind of ferry lines that connect different buildings, and there are small carts and stuff going back and forth up there. Almost more stuff going on down there than down at the roads and stuff with the cars that have cogwheels and stuff sticking out of them. And up at the top of the buildings, there's also big cogwheels and steam coming out of things and pumps pumping away, and it's making some noise. Nothing too deafening, but some noise, some clicking of wheels and some steam. He saw a man that was wearing a flannel and some jeans and a straw hat. He was waiting in line for to get some food at some small little sheep restaurant place, and the man had tattered clothes. The one called Gideon that is now walking up to this straw-hatted man, and he's going to grab his wallet while the straw-hat man doesn't see, and he does so. He grabs the wallet, and then he takes out the money, and he smells them. And the straw-hatted man, because Gideon didn't run away or anything, the straw-hatted man eventually saw him, and he said, "Don't steal my money, poor man." And the Gideon said, well, I'm not stealing. I just want to smell the money to remind me of my past. And he said, the straw-hatted man said, you can't fool me like that easily. And Gideon said, oh, no, I'm not trying to fool you. You see, I used to be rich, and I really miss the smell of money. You used to be rich? I can't see that. With all those horrible, dirty and all torn up clothes, I don't believe it for a second. But then he thought and looked as the Gideon smelled the money and then put them back and gave back him the wallet. And Gideon said, thank you for that. I really just miss being rich. And the straw-hatted man, money doesn't do any good to you anyway. Money only corrupts people and make them do bad things. And Gideon said, I, that might be true, but I miss it so much. And the straw-hatted man said, well, actually, would you like to help an old farmer? I have a thing I really need to get done, and it's going to take away some of that power from that money. It's gonna take away some of that power from a big man. You might know him as the Great Monkey, the rich guy who doesn't care much for anyone. And Gideon's on, oh yes, I remember him. I talked to him once when I was up there in the ranks. Yeah, he was one of the worst and one of the biggest. I think I saw some good people up there in the ranks, I think. But he definitely was not one of them. I don't know about money corrupting everyone, but if you're willing, I would be willing to take away some of his power, yes. And the straw-hatted man said, good. You can call me Straw Hat. And Gideon was a bit confused, but said, I'm Gideon. The straw-hatted man walked out of the line to the food place and said, follow me, Gideon. We have big plans. And they go all the way to a big building it's very colorful, and it has a sign called the Floopy-Doo Toy Factory. And both Gideon and Straw Hat knew that this was one of the owned by the Great Monkey, and yeah, this is where the straw-hatted man started laying out his plan. He said, okay, let's make sure to go up to the top, to the very top. That is where all the money that is stored for, that is made here by this factory. Most of it will go to the greedy Great Monkey, and we'll go up there and take this device, and you need to put it at one side of the building. The safe has multiple mechanisms to keep it shut. You need to go to one of the mechanisms, and I will be at the other. And you put this thing down on the big red tube thing, and we will be able to unlock the mechanism and get into the money. And they started going up. Up. They made sure to be sneaky and not be seen by anyone. And both of them did a good job. They got some clothes to dress themselves as employees of the building, and they got all the way up. And there they placed the things. and the bomb went off, or it wasn't a bomb per se, it didn't explode, but it gave a kind of an electric shock that went out and turned off the mechanisms and made them go in reverse and open the big door. And that door was closer to Straw Hat, so Gideon had to get over to him. And he got over to there. And because it took some time, he wasn't sure if Straw Hat would still be there, but when he got there, he saw Straw Hat at a big sack filled with money, and he had a very square looking backpack on him, and he was standing close to a window, and the sack was like attached to a thing to the backpack, and Gideon just put in the last few bits of money, and he then attached it to his backpack, and Gideon asked, what are you doing? Weren't you supposed to get rid of the money? Put it on fire? And he's like, I'm gonna put something on fire, alright. No one can know that I was here. Make sure to hide every evidence. And Gideon said, were you just planning this to steal the money yourself? Straw Hat laughed. You're not good at reading people, are you? Money is money. Money gets you in the game. Money gets you in the game. And I don't want to be behind in that game. You see, I will do much better things with this money than that big great monkey anyway. See ya. And then he throws a thing that explodes and bursts into fire. And yeah, the toy factory starts burning, and Gideon was so shocked. He didn't know what to say, but he made sure to stay and fight the fire. He grabbed the fire extinguisher. I can't say that word. Fire extinguisher. And all the fire and big squirts of guns that squirts big poofs of foam and stuff. They have you put the fire extinguisher, the fire remover thing on your back, and you hold two things that have cogwheels going, and it starts spewing out. And even though the fire goes bigger and bigger, and he has to really fight back, and he hears someone yell in the fire, "Help!" And he ran into and he even ran in to risk his own life, and he even caught fire a bit and got some burn marks and some really hard burns, but he got the person out of the fire, and he said, "I'm so sorry." and he managed to hold off the fire long enough for other people to come and join and put out the fire. And then after that, everyone after that, he was so sorry. He felt so sorry for what he's done. He really knew that when there's money involved, it doesn't seem like you can trust anyone. But he knows now that he can trust himself, and he did. He feel like in the end he did the right thing, and no one came to harm, and the big toy factory could keep on making toys for the children. He never knew what would happen with the money that got stolen. It probably didn't matter much to the big monkey anyway. It was such a small amount of money to him. But Gideon had to get out of there because he couldn't. It wasn't explained. He wouldn't be able to explain how he was there. But the nice man that he helped out of the fire, gave him some nicer clothes and offered him a place to stay for a bit to think. And he thought, and yeah, he got a call. This call involved his business, and this call meant that if he pursued this action, if he pursued working with a specific person, he could get back his big wealth with all the money, but he wasn't really sure if he wanted his money back. Because big money means big problems. So he declined and tried to get a simple job. He got a farm. Well, he got a job at the farm, and then eventually he also could get a farm where he could grow old at and live. And eventually he was the one wearing the straw hat. And he was the one, but he was also the one that didn't care about money. He lived and worked on his farm until the end, and he was so nice and peaceful, and he never got the urge to go back. He never wanted to smell money ever again. And yeah, that's it for this story. Gideon lived a happy life. That was good, right? I made a good happy story. Yay. Happy stories. I still have some time left, so I'm just taking it easy, No rush to quit the video, but maybe let's do some breathing. Just a couple of breaths together, okay? Breathe in and out. In and out. In and out. I will see you next time. Bye. If you come back, you don't have to come back. Don't worry about it. As long as you find some other ASMR that relaxes you, it's fine. Anyway, come back if you like. Or if this is goodbye, that's fine too. But I welcome you back.